The bright studio lights glowed over the sleek glass table of The View. The audience buzzed with excitement. Samuel L. Jackson had just taken his seat at the center, flashing that familiar grin. Joy Behar leaned forward, cards in hand, ready to stir the pot. "Samuel," she began with that sharp edge in her tone, "you've never been shy about politics, but don't you think actors should stay out of that lane?" The audience chuckled nervously. Samuel tilted his head, smiled, and replied coolly, "Joy, when something's wrong in this country, silence ain't an option. Whether you're an actor or not, truth is truth," Joy smirked. "Sure, but it feels like every celebrity wants to be a politician these days." The smile on Samuel's face faded. "Maybe," he said slowly, "because politicians stopped listening and somebody had to speak up." You could feel the temperature rise. Even Whoopi glanced toward the producer's booth. Joy crossed her arms. "That's not your job, Sam." Samuel leaned forward, voice low but firm. "Joy, you don't get to define what I can speak on." The audience gasped. The air snapped with tension. Cameras zoomed in. Joy's eyes narrowed, and just before she could respond, the studio went silent. The tension was electric. You could almost hear the hum of the studio lights as Samuel sat back in his chair, his stare locked on Joy. Whoopi tried to cut in, her voice careful. All right. Let's keep this respectful." But it was too late. Joy wasn't backing down. "Respectful?" she snapped. "I'm just saying, actors preach about politics like they're the voice of the people, but they live in mansions far away from the problems they talk about." A few people in the audience clapped. Others booed. Samuel let out a short, humorless laugh. "You think I don't know real struggle, Joy? I came from nothing. I speak up because I remember what it's like to have no voice." Joy's jaw tightened. "Then why use Hollywood to do it? You think that helps anybody?" Samuel leaned forward again, his voice rising just enough to cut through the murmurs. "It helps when people in power stop pretending these conversations don't matter. When folks on this stage stop treating truth like bad publicity." The room fell into uneasy silence. Then Joy slammed her note cards on the table, her voice sharp. "If you're so brave, say it on air." Samuel rose from his chair. The crowd gasped. Fade to black. The commercial break hadn't even started yet, but the energy in the room had already exploded. Samuel L. Jackson stood tall, his microphone wire dangling, his face set with calm anger. The audience murmured. No one knew if this was still part of the show or if something had gone very wrong. "You want me to say it on air?" Samuel said, voice deep and cutting through the chaos. "All right. Here it is." Joy tried to speak, but he didn't stop. "This whole thing, this setup, it's not a conversation. It's a trap. You invite people on to talk about truth, and when they do, you turn it into a spectacle." The crowd reacted instantly, half cheering, half stunned. Whoopi raised her hands, pleading, "Sam, calm down, we don't need—" But Samuel's voice overpowered her. "You need the truth, Whoopi." "You all do? Because people are tired of polished lies dressed up as opinions." Joy's face went red. "You're being dramatic!" she snapped. Samuel shook his head slowly. "No, Joy, I'm being real." He reached up, pulled off his mic, and said into the silence, "If that's how it is, I'm done here." Gasps filled the room, and before anyone could move, the camera cut to black. The screen faded back from commercial, but the energy was completely different. The audience was whispering, confused, and the host's smiles looked forced. What viewers didn't see, at least not right away, was the chaos that had just unfolded off camera. Behind the curtain, producers were scrambling. One headset crackled. "We've lost him. Samuel's heading toward the back exit." Another voice shot back. "Keep Joy on script. We can't lose control of the segment." Someone caught a quick clip on their phone, a shaky video later leaked online. It showed Samuel in the hallway, his voice calm but edged with frustration. "You brought me here to talk, not to be silenced," he said to a producer standing in his path. Meanwhile, back at the table, Joy adjusted her papers, her hands trembling slightly. "We're professionals," she told the camera, forcing a smile. "Sometimes discussions get heated." Whoopi glanced off stage, worried. You could almost sense the invisible wall between the hosts and the truth of what had just happened. Then, A muffled shout from the hallway broke through the tension. A producer's voice, sharp and panicked. "We can't let him back on." The room froze. The cameras kept rolling. The next morning, the world woke up to chaos. Clips from the episode flooded social media, shaky footage, stunned faces, and Samuel L. Jackson's final words echoing across every platform. "I'm done here." Twitter erupted. Hashtags like Samuel L. Jackson on The View and Joy Behar meltdown trended within hours. Some called him a hero for standing up against the media machine. Others said he'd gone too far. Joy appeared live the next day, her tone defensive but measured. "It was an emotional moment," she said carefully, "but The View is a place for strong opinions." That's all it was, but the damage was done. TMZ leaked a clip from Backstage. Samuel walking out, shaking his head, saying, "You don't get to tell me what truth sounds like." The video hit 1 million views in under an hour. Then came the rumors. Insiders whispered that ABC had quietly decided he wouldn't be invited back. Ever. By nightfall, Samuel fired off a single post. "Truth makes people uncomfortable. Good." Fans flooded the comments, demanding answers. Reporters lined up for statements, and just as the storm seemed to settle, a screenshot leaked online. It showed an internal ABC email with one line highlighted in red. "Effective immediately, Samuel L. Jackson is suspended indefinitely from all network appearances. Fade to black." What you just witnessed isn't just a celebrity argument. It's a flashpoint in America's ongoing war over truth, power, and who gets to speak it. Samuel L. Jackson didn't just walk off The View. He walked straight into the center of a cultural earthquake that still has people talking. Now the question is, what do you think? Was Samuel right to stand his ground? Did Joy Behar cross the line? Or was this all a glimpse into how tightly media controls the narrative? We want to hear from you, right here, right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's make this more than gossip. Let's make it a real conversation about speech, respect, and the cost of honesty in today's America. And if you want to see more explosive showdowns, unfiltered breakdowns, and deep dive truths the mainstream won't touch, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story isn't over. More leaks are coming. More voices are speaking up. And when the next moment of truth hits live TV, we'll be right here to break it down, together.